Hey everybody, and welcome in as Cricket presents the warm-up. Neil Beasley, and that is Professor Diggs. And Diggsy, we're at it. We're here. We're at the state championships. But first, before we do that, tell me about last week and all the action we saw. What did you think?
I mean, last week we had some generational games with generational talent. Rod Baker, 400 yards. Trey Wright, another 8 touchdowns. Incredible players are having incredible performances on the biggest stage. This is the epitome of high school football.
And I don't know if you heard through social media or whatever, but DeSoto did win last week. Did anybody get in touch with you and let you know that?
It was, in fact, not the end of an era from what I understand. It might be the beginning of a dynasty. And right now, they've got the big decision. Are they going to be 5A Division I, 6A Division II next year? So will they be going against maybe a Frisco Lone Star? Will they be defending a championship? We will find out this week.
We will find out this week, and we're going to talk about some great games. The lineup, we love the lineup because it's 3 games that you kind of need to know about, and we'd like to let you know. First of all, speaking of those DeSoto Eagles, man, they are tough, and they are back at it. Beat South Lake Carroll in a game for the ages last week, going up against King Panthers from down south. They beat Vandegrift. What do you see out of this week?
You know, Timothy Potts, I had a chance to watch him, the highlights. He's the quarterback for CE King. He is phenomenal, but he's not going to be anything like DeSoto has already seen. I have learned personally, do not bet against these DeSoto Eagles. They are just on a different level. And really, Booby Feaster, his performance on defense was incredible, a pivotal point in that game. He's going to be a lockdown on half of the field. This is a team that is giving full-on effort. I'm not betting against DeSoto. I'm going to take DeSoto in this game. It's going to be a shootout. CE King's got weapons. They're going to be able to put some points on the board. But the DeSoto Eagles are going to bring home another championship. That
Claude Mathis enthusiasm is infectious. I tell you that right now. All right, another good one. In fact, all these should be good ones. Duncanville Panthers and North Shore 6 times in 7 years. Is that right? They're meeting for the title?
Yeah, Duncanville, North Shore 6. You know, we got Roman numerals now to kind of highlight these games. And when you look at North Shore this year, they started out their season losing to South Oak Cliff. And a lot of people thought North Shore is going to be done. Whoever the Diggs is in Houston might have been saying it's the end of the era over there for North Shore, but it is definitely not for them either. They got a player who kind of has a memory of Duncanville, Caleb Maryland. He has been phenomenal for them this year. The defense has been great. Jacorian Rivers was fantastic for Duncanville this past week, and Trenton Yancey has been incredible. But when I look at this game, I think, you know, I can't be a complete DFW homer. I think that North Shore is going to beat it. I think North Shore has a more complete team, a more complete philosophy. I really like Caleb Maryland. I think he is going to will them to a victory.
All right, another good one, and I keep saying that because I want to talk about that they're good, but of course they're all going to be good. This is a defending champ, but Frisco Lone Star, the Rangers, 15-0. Boy, they really look good, but Smithson Valley, been there, done that, defending state champs.
Yeah, Larry Hill, he is a hard coach to beat, but you know who else is a hard coach to beat? You know, Randy Allen, and they've already done that. And then the Alito dynasty. Frisco Lone Star is a team of destiny this year. Smithson Valley's got a really good defense, but their defense is not as good as Alito's defense. Ty Knutson is the player to watch on Smithson Valley. He's an incredible quarterback. The Lone Star, Davian Gross. Carice Hoyt, really on the defensive side of the ball, just like Feaster, is really just contributing however he can. A complete team player. I've really bought into what Coach Rayburn is selling on his podcast, and what he's selling is just love. This team loves each other. They're going to bring a state championship home to Frisco. Frisco ISD's first ever football state championship. Give me Lone Star to finish it off.
Remain undefeated on the year. All right, every week we like to dive in behind the scenes. Our Ward for Soul does that and talk to one of the coaches. In fact, we'll talk about their game coming up. But right now, in our Media Day segment, we're talking with Sterling Doty, the Stephenville head football coach. Our Media Day segment. Go.
The warm-up is presented by Cricket. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket 5G speeds, but ping pong.
What? Your favorite burger whenever you want it. Whataburger is open 24/7, just like you like it. Parker University. Check out our bachelor's degree in strength and human performance today.
That's right, guys. We're joined with Sterling Doty from Stephenville. And Coach, you're back in that game that Stephenville fans have been waiting for you to get back in for a couple of years now. Let's talk a little bit about the Salina game, because I was at that one, and what you guys showed me was a lot of resiliency. The flea flicker that went wrong and led to a touchdown that may crumble a lot of teams. Obviously, Salina got the ball back in the 21-all game. They were trying to slow down and end the thing on a field goal. They missed it, and that would have dethroned a couple teams. Like, all right, thank goodness, let's go to overtime. But you didn't worry about that. You made the plays that you had to make. Just talk about the resiliency of that squad.
Yeah, just what a phenomenal effort it was from our guys playing all 4 quarters and finishing. You know, we never took had the lead in the game until the final 2 seconds. And so, you know, we got to the next play. And you know, that's something we talk about a lot is good, bad. You just got to move on. You just got to keep moving forward and keep playing Yellow Jacket football. And we feel like that our team matches up with anybody in the state. And boy, what a great team Salina had, and what a great ball game. And I think a lot of people across the state, and especially the 2 fan bases, are going to remember for a long, long time for the back and forth and the big plays that were made there. But just, man, super proud of our guys for just believing in what we do and just getting to the next play.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of games this weekend that people are going to remember for a long time in DFW, but yours was definitely one of them. And the thing I'm going to remember is, because I don't get the chance to get out to Stephenville that much. It's in our viewer area. We love seeing you guys, but it's out on the outskirts. We saw you against Midlothian Heritage in week 1, and I think this is the last time we got to see you. And what I learned was your running back, McClendon. He's not some of these other running backs that I see out here, because he's a straight-up back. He'll power you over. He looks like a tall, white fellow. Maybe it's because he's not scrunched down like a lot of our running backs are. Talk about how Zyler has been for you and what a weapon he is for you.
Yeah, Zyler's had a great year, and he got some good experience there last year as a sophomore and came back and has had a really good junior year. And I think he'd be the first one to talk about is, man, it all works together. When 11 are working as one, so that's receivers blocking, that's quarterback getting him in good positions there in our run pass option offense, and then the big bodies up front. You know, our O-line, our tight ends and fullbacks, it all kind of working together. But Zyler has a great combination of power and speed. He can create a hole there with his strength, and then he can maintain a run by using his speed and to get away from folks. But yeah, he's had a really great year for us.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of Eric Dickerson, just watching the way he's up there. He takes on the beatings, and then he keeps on going, and he's kind of a stand-up runner. And he's going to get a beating this week because, as we always say on both my podcasts, those East Texas 4A teams, they're like Debo in the movie Friday. They're coming to rip your chain off of you, to reach in your pockets and steal everything you got. They just want to bully you. They bullied the last opponent they had to no points. Yeah. What's it going to take to get past a team like Kilgore in their defense?
Yeah, and I think it's just it's a huge game. You're here at the end of your season. It's great that we made it to this point, but obviously, we got a lot of work to be done and playing a great Kilgore team. As you go throughout the week, you just focus on your process and what you got to do to be successful, just like you have the last 15 weeks. And so we make it all about us. Our staff's up here this weekend. We're working on them. We're figuring out our game plans offensively, defensively, and special teams. That special teams is going to be huge again for us this week. Those units, because they're going to be really dangerous with their returners and what they're able to do on special teams. So, the coaching staff's getting that all together, and we'll go through a normal week for us. It's just all about our process, and we want to get better every single day to lead up to that 11 o'clock kick there on Friday. But Kilgore, Coach Fuller does a phenomenal job. Been there a handful of years now, and of course, obviously, those kids are hungry based off of last year's season. It ended for them at AT&T. They were the runners up, had a great year, but they came back and had a really great season this year to get back to it, which is really, really hard to do. And so they got a talented roster. And yeah, physicality is the name of the game when you're playing a great East Texas team, and they pride themselves on that, and they get after it.
Well, we will definitely see you down there Friday. We'll have a camera there. I'll be listening for those shakers. I know, even if I'm not listening to them, I'm going to hear them because they're there.
That's right.
So we'll be there for sure. Good luck, Coach, and thank you for joining me.
Hey, thank you so much.
The warm-up is presented by Cricket. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket has jaw-dropping new unlimited plans.
The warm-up is brought to you by the East-West Shrine Bowl. Greatness starts here. January 27th at the Ford Center at the Star. A century-old tradition and the first step to NFL stardom. Visit shrinebowl.com for tickets. The #1 selling compact tractor in Texas. For details, visit gokubota.com. Kubota, because you can.
Coach Ward, thank you so much. But it's time now for the agenda. 3 more games that you need to know about. We're going to start with South Oak Cliff and Richmond Randle. If it sounds familiar, it's a repeat from last year. Randle got it last year. Does South Oak Cliff come back and get it this year? What do you see?
You know, looking at Richmond Randle this year, there's really no hiccups in their game. And they are the reigning and defending champions. Landon Williams Callis has been phenomenal for them. They have done everything that they have asked. But when I got to go back and look at that game last year, I feel like that was more of a game that South Oak Cliff lost as opposed to a game that Richmond Randle won. And I think that South Oak Cliff is not going to let those mistakes happen twice. I trust in Coach Todd. I trust in that coaching staff. I trust in the defense. I trust in the culture. And there's no hiccups on the offensive side of the ball for South Oak Cliff either. Jaden Williams, you take him away, you got Mikhail Trotter, you got Levon Morton. You can't take everything away. I think South Oak Cliff is going to be able to take away Williams Callis, and who's going to be there to pick up for Randle. I don't know that they have that player. I'm taking South Oak Cliff to get their lick back from last year.
Kilgore, the Bulldogs in back-to-back state championship games, but man, they got a tough one. Stephenville looks really good this year. Just knocked off Salina in the semis. What do you see in this state championship?
My favorite thing about high school football are the unsung heroes that you find. And a backup kicker for Stephenville named Brighton DeVivo, he is that player this past year. He knocked the 46-yard field goal to send Stephenville to the state championship and dethrone Salina. But they still got their big names. They got Trot Jordan. They got Zyler McLennan. I think Stephenville is going to be a big favorite in this game. Remember last year, Kilgore, this is their repeat at a state championship. They lost to Salina 55-21 last year. Kason Brooks is coming back for Kilgore. LaKeelan Graves is an incredible athlete for Kilgore. I just think team-wise, Stephenville is a little bit bigger. They don't have any holes in their team. I think Stephenville is going to win a slugfest 28-21 kind of a game.
All right, one that might be a little bit under the radar. In fact, it's one I will be featuring on our Kubota Country Roads Game of the Week, and that's the Grandview, the Zebras, making it to the state title game going up against the Yoakum Bulldogs.
Yeah, there's nothing like the Grandview Zebras. It's high school football when the Zebras are playing at AT&T in Arlington. And it's kind of a throwback to that 2018-2019 state championship because Dane Jench, the MVP from those years, his younger brother is on this team in Briggs. Mason Landers is back at quarterback for Grandview, and they have been playing some really good defense the last couple of weeks. It's hard to realize that this team, didn't even win their own district and now are having a chance to play for a state championship. Yoakum is 13-2. They lost to Cuero and Columbus earlier this year, but they already got their win back on Columbus. And remember last year, Columbus beat Malakoff 48-14. And why I think that's significant is I think this side of the bracket is the better side of the bracket. Yoakum is that team from this side of the bracket. They've been playing really well. Jace Morales at quarterback has been phenomenal. I hate to pick against my DFW area teams, but I think Yoakum is going to win this one.
You know what? It doesn't matter what we say anyway. It's settled on the field, right? All right. Well, I would say, Diggsy, enjoy wherever you go, but I know exactly where you're going to be next week. And everybody out there, I know exactly where you're going to be. If you have a chance, get out there and watch more than one game. Boy, it is so much fun to be out at AT&T Stadium and to watch the state championships. We leave you again with the rankings, and still, who's alive? There's not that many left, right? But we leave you with those DFW Diggsy's rankings, and we will see you next week to wrap everything up right here as Cricket presents the warm-up. We'll see you next week.